How's everybody doing? Appreciate you for stopping in. This video is going to be breaking down some myths when it comes to both personal and business credit. So if you're stopping in, I appreciate you. Let's get straight into it. First question rather is, it says, all you need is an 80 paydex score to get unlimited business financing, right? Now, all you need is about 4 trade lines. So Dun & Bradstreet states, if you have just 4 trade lines reporting on your business credit profile in good standing, then you're going to get an 80 paydex score. However, if those credit limits are low, you can't expect to get, higher limits when you apply for credit cards or even try to go for loans. So the strategy is to try to up your either your net 30 accounts, get small credit cards or bigger credit cards, or 5,000, 2,000, 2,500, 3,500 type credit cards, multiple, and then from there you should be able to get, larger loans and larger lines of credit. Second one is, do all business credit cards report to business credit bureaus? I'm going to say not all. No. Personally, I know for a fact that Capital One Business Credit do report on my personal credit report. However, Bank of America, Capital One, American Express, and the others, they don't. So from my personal experience, I know Capital One only reports on my personal credit report when it comes to my business credit card. The third one is paying on time will give your business the best score. Sure. I mean, that's a no-brainer, of course. Paying on time will definitely give your business the best score. However, paying on time for a business is a little bit different than paying on time for a personal. So paying on time for a business, let's start over. When it comes to business payday credit score, it goes range from 0 to 100. So paying on time will just get you, let's say, 80 points. Paying ahead of time will get you higher points out of the 100, if that even makes sense. So the goal for businesses is not to pay on time, it's to pay before the due date. You want to pay at least 10 or 15 days before your due date. That will definitely help your paydex score. Number 4, we have been in business a long time, so I must have great business credit. No. If you never established business credit, you don't have business credit. So you may be running and using your personal credit to fund your business. That's what you don't want to do. You want to obtain business credit. So go to your bank that you're banking with and get a line of credit under the business name and take it out of your name. Number 5, personal reports to Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. On the business, there's Experian Business, and then there's Dun & Bradstreet, and then there are others that also monitor your business, but the main is Dun & Bradstreet and Experian Business. So even though Experian is on both sides, one is personal, one is business. So no, technically no. There's personal credit bureaus, and then there's business credit bureaus. Number 6, I have good personal credit, so I don't need business credit. Again, no. It doesn't matter how good your credit is. You want to use that credit in the beginning, especially if it's good, to fund your business, so that way your business can draw the line of credit. Let's say as a personal person trying to get a credit card, you go apply for a credit card, you get a $500 credit card. You apply as a business, you will get a $5,000 credit card. So the limits are much higher, and this is all just, using easy numbers for easy math, but the limits are definitely much higher when you're doing it as a business, and it also protects you from the personal liability of you ever falling behind on any debt. So you don't want to use, especially if you're running a business, you don't want to exhaust all of your personal credit finances to support the business. You want the business to be able to stand on its own, especially when you're trying to build it. Yes, in the beginning it's okay to do that, but once you learn how to start repairing and rebuilding your credit, you can repeat that process. So in the beginning, yes, you may exhaust yourself or go over a little bit too much when you're trying to fund your business. But once the business is able to stand on its own, let it stand on its own and start separating your finances. Number 7, it says, my business is a startup, so I'll just go to my bank instead. Yes, I mean, sure. I mean, banks do no doc loans. However, you have to be in business, or you have to have some type of history or relationship with that particular branch. But if you're just starting out, there are ways you can get funding. The SBA is a great tool, it's a great resource where you can get micro loans, or you can get loans up to $25,000, especially when you're starting out. But if you're starting out, just get some credit cards, especially if you have good credit. Open up a couple of bank accounts and just apply and get yourself a few credit cards. 5 credit cards at $5,000 is $25,000. You just funded your business right there. It says number 8, it says my business and I are the same, so it doesn't matter. I'm not clear on the question. I guess they're trying to say, I'm thinking of like a sole proprietor. You know, you would be having your name as the business name, and you're exhausting all the credit within that name. No, don't do that. That's not the smart thing to do. You don't want to put so much credit under your name, especially if things happen and then now you have to manage all of this debt. So what you're trying to do, or what you have to do, is you form a business, separate entity, because that entity is also a person, just like you are a person. With an EIN, you have a social. That is a person. You are a person. So build a business, separate yourself. Can't stress that enough. Number 9, it says you need an EIN to apply for a business credit card. No, you don't need just an EIN to apply for a credit card, because like I said before, if you're a sole proprietor, you're using your social. So you can be a sole proprietor as a business. My name, Anthony Richardson. I am Anthony Richardson Incorporated, with using my same information. So yes, you do not need an EIN to obtain business credit. Another myth. Number 10, you need excellent credit for a business credit card. While that may be true, to get higher limits, there are companies out there that will lend to you if your credit is not good. They have Capital One is a great resource when it comes to lending. That's how I started out. When I started out in my business, my credit score was about 550, 540. It was in the 500s. It was very low. And I was able to get a $300 business Capital One credit card. That credit card now is $8,000, the same card, 5 years. So it can happen. Yes, definitely. Number 11, I don't have credit, so I have good credit. The answer is no. You probably don't have any credit at all. Actually, the credit range from 300 to 850. So you probably have a 3, 4, or 500 type credit score. So you have to build credit. How you build credit is either securing a credit card by giving $200 or $300 to a lender that's going to supply you with a secure card, or actually trying to obtain credit yourself. Or if you have a cell phone already, you could self-report things to your credit report to also help you build your credit history. I would say authorized user, but no, cut that out. Number 12, getting a prepaid card can help your score. Now, prepaid concerns me. Maybe they're trying to say a secure card, because a prepaid card does nothing for you. But a secure card from a lender or financial institution that's lending you credit, yes, that will help you. If you put $300, $500 down onto a secured card, that will definitely help you, because they will report to all 3 credit bureaus. You just have to ensure that they do, because if you just read the details, they'll let you know who they report to. Open Sky is a good place for that, where you can start with a couple $100 to fund your account, so that way you can obtain some credit. And they report to all 3 bureaus. So if you just manage it correctly, yeah, that'll definitely help your credit score. Number 13, it says how to save your credit. Now, it depends. You know, not everybody credit is the same. Not every situation is the same. Not everything needs to be deleted. Not everything needs challenged. It all depends. You know, it depends. I tell you this, right? So if you could understand how your credit is being reported and change the way it's reported, that will help your credit score. You don't have to delete everything. You just have to change what it's saying. You have to make it show something positive. If you can do that with letters, and I have letters that can definitely help you out with that. But if you can do that with letters and understanding what law and how the law works for you, you can change your credit report. And as quickly as a year, 2 years, depending on how damaging your credit is, or if you have no credit or not, we could establish your credit very quickly. So number 14, collections and charge-offs. How to deal with collections and charge-offs. I just tell you this, answer the phone. Answer the phone. Don't never ignore them, because it will get out of hand and you get into a judgment, and silence is bliss. So silence means that you agree to these terms. So don't be silent. It's ways you can fight this and whatnot, because they have to prove, in fact, that you actually owe this money. So you may have that guilt because you know you incurred this debt, but the law is this next person, you don't owe this debt to this other person that's trying to collect from you. You understand? So just understand that your rights are your rights, and know what your rights are. So collections and charge-offs, there's a way to deal with them, especially when you're dealing with the collection agency or when you're dealing with the credit bureaus. There's letters and templates, letters that I have to help you deal with these entities. Worst case scenario, do not ignore them. Do not ignore them. Always answer your phone. You just don't admit guilt. Just do not admit guilt. You could say what your name is. Don't admit guilt. When they want to start talking about money, the number one thing you say is, I do not discuss my finances over the phone. Please refer to this in writing. That's it. That's all you have to do. Number 15, credit card balances. When we're dealing with credit cards, you want to maintain a 30% utilization rate. You got to understand that out of that, from 300 to 850, that's 550 points. So 30% equates to about 162.5 points, equates to 30% utilization, right? So if you keep your credit limits on each credit card and overall less than 30%, you're guaranteed over 160 points on your credit. You understand? So that's the game. That's what you got to do. You have to maintain less than 30. The goal is less than 10, less than 7. That's superior. You're going to get maximum points, but try to stay less than 30. You have $1,000, keep 700. You have $5,000, keep 1,500. You understand? So that's when I say keep 1,500. I mean, if you have $1,000, you want to only spend $300. If you have about, let's say $5,000, you only want to spend about 1,500. So you want to keep your balances low. So now if it's $5,000 across, let's say 5 credit cards, and you have $1,000 each credit card, and all you can have is 1,500, then 3 of those cards better not be maxed out. 3 of those cards cannot be maxed out because you have out of 5, $1,500 to play with in order for you not to go over that utilization rate. I hope that don't go over your head. How can one establish credit without credit? I would say this, right? This is what I do for my kids, right? For my kids growing up, I make them an authorized user for the time for the duration of their life. So by the time they get to an age of 18 or 19, their credit score is already superb because I pay my shit on time, right? So if you're just starting out and you want to establish some credit and you don't have credit and you try to apply for credit and you got denied, go for a secured card. There's many avenues or many lenders out there that will give you a credit card if you pay the money for it. Open Sky, like I mentioned before, is one of those places where you put up like, I don't know, $200-300 and they'll send you a credit card. Then it's up to you to manage the 30% utilization and also your payment history, and then keep the account as long as you can. These things will help you build your credit report. So fixing your credit is is not challenging, it's not tough, it's not hard at all. It just takes time depending on the behaviors of the person that I'm trying to fix the credit on, because some of us have some spending habits that, sometimes take us out of budget on a monthly basis. So we have to just figure out ways to spend a little bit better. That's all. All right. So that's it. That's all the questions I received. I'm Taurus the General. I'm the business coach. I am the credit coach. I am the credit general. So if you have any more questions, you need anything, you need any help with your credit, you want to set your business up to become bankable, you want to set your business up to get larger loans, holler at me, man. We can work some things out, man. In the future, I got a free credit repair course coming out just for you that we're going to drop on YouTube in a short minute. All right. So that's going to be all for you. I'll let y'all know when that drop out. All right. So I'm Taurus the General, man. I'm out of here. Peace.